Hey guys, hopefully you're having a really good day. I want to come to you live to share how Shannon, one of our mentorship students, went from $1,500 per month to $40,000 per month in 9 months. Let me share my screen. Give me one sec. Oh, I can share one tab. So it's kind of a new system, not used to using it, but let's go and get into this thing. So let's see, can I be able to see my face? Can you see me? Use studio tab. Awesome. Okay, cool. So, how Shannon went from $1,500 per month to $40,000 per month in 9 months while raising 4 children. So, keep in mind, this is not one of those 10K in 37 days types of videos I usually post on my channel. So, this review is of a long-term student side of my mentorship program because it's just about getting to $10,000 per month. It's about a lifetime of freedom and control. And also, like, if your goals are not to get to, $40,000 per month, I mean, that's okay. Like my goals were not that as well. Like, I kind of evolved into the spot that I were, but keep in mind, bear with me. The tips inside can still work on a smaller scale. You just choose to stop whenever you either hit your income goal or whenever you start getting like satisfied or comfortable. Now, before we get into this, I do need to engage with the post so we can get this post out to more people. So some of these videos are free. One way you can say thank you for me even taking the time to do this is by supporting the videos so that more people can see them. So in order to do that, please comment #teamlive if you watch this thing live. If you're watching this on the replay, type in #teamreplay. Then also write #connect if you want for me to connect with you to answer some questions you might have about growing your business that might not have been answered inside of this video today. In some cases, I can't see all the comments all the time, so it can be a little bit hard for me to interact with you directly unless I see your comment. So jump into thing like who am I? And also, I forgot, if you want help growing your business, you want to avoid a lot of mistakes that cause most people to fail, struggle, or stay stuck a lot longer than what they have to, click on the link inside the description below to book a call with me to see if I can help you specifically. I can't help everybody. So far since 2019, about 176 people inside of our paid mentorship program, but we are very selective because we do have an extremely high success rate. We only want to work with people who we feel we can help the most. We want to make sure if that's you, I'm going to ask some questions, see exactly if we're in alignment with how we go about getting clients, how we see the world, and if our goals are kind of in the same place. If that's you, I'd love to work with you in the program. Love to see if you're a good fit. So who am I? Before we even go into that, so I started my accounting firm in 2015. And the first year in business was very, very bad. Now, the reason that was bad was because I just wasn't really making a lot of money. Like the most money I made in a month was about $1,700, and like most came from like a cleanup project that covered like three and a half years. And I ended up having to go back into corporate America after I had previously quit my job, which was extremely embarrassing, right? Because everyone kind of knew that I was that person who was running a business and was trying to become something, right? And when I ended up having to go back, everybody knew. Right? They all were asked like, "Hey, how's the business going? Why are you here? You have a business. You're doing." Everybody knew because they all seen like my LinkedIn profile had been updated. I tried to like make a Facebook business page. Everybody in the office had seen it, and it was very, very embarrassing. Now looking back, I realized that there was 3 main things that I was lacking that was preventing me from finding success. Number one, I didn't know how to find the right potential clients who were willing to pay me what I was worth. What that basically looked like was I would try and get clients, and like whenever I would say my price, like I would do anywhere between like $100 to like $400 per month because I just thought that was $450 a month was a lot of money, right? I would say it's like $450, or on the high side, I would maybe say 600 if I really felt the courage. I had to do like a setup on top of it, and they would always say my price is too high. They didn't see the value. They needed to think about it. Another one was I had no accurate way to price my services, so I always undercharged. Remember, if I'm charged between $100 to $450 per month, when you get a big client, or even like the client I was talking about, the cleanup, I ended up like, for example, that cleanup was about $1,700 for 3 years. That breaks down to about $45-ish per month that I was charging them for that cleanup. I just didn't have an accurate way to price, so I didn't know any better. Number 3, I couldn't actually explain my value on sales consultation calls, so they didn't even want to sell with me, even if when I like offered discounts. Because like sometimes I would say like my price is $450, and as soon as they would like hem and haw or balk, I would try and give a discount. Well, I can actually give a discount. Like, if I give you a discount, we'll be able to get started today. And it was just very, very nerve wracking. It was very, very hard to get people to want work with me. So those are the three main reasons. And so what happened was, while I was inside of that job for about 8 months, when I went back, I started investing just money. So I invested about, it was like 35-ish thousand dollars in that first year on courses, mastermind, vacation retreat, guru seminars, just anything I can do, because I was so desperate to figure this thing out. And I didn't really, I didn't have a lot of time to wait, because like I hear a lot of people are like, you can eventually figure it out. And I mean, that's kind of cool, but I mean, you're giving yourself a lot of credit. 90% of businesses fail in the first 5 years. It's not because business is necessarily hard. It's because people do not have the patience to endure things when they're working on their own. They're trying to figure stuff out. It's very frustrating if you don't know exactly what you're doing and you're trying to do anything and you're not seeing results. It's all like, imagine if you were a child learning to like play basketball, even learning to play baseball, right? Some of you might have children and like they're like in either t-ball or they're maybe on a travel baseball team. Have you ever seen the frustration on a kid's face when they swing at a baseball on a tee, like a t-ball baseball, and they keep missing 50 times? They just don't know what they're doing. The frustration is real. It's very easy. If they don't make contact very quickly, or if they start striking out a lot in games, they want to stop. Now, most people say, Bryce, those are just children. Oh, I understand. But when it comes to business and on an emotional level, it's the same exact way. Most people, they'll try and like figure this stuff on their own. They might get a couple consultation calls, and then as soon as they don't get results or no one wants to work with them or they get rejected, they get this discouragement zone. They never really go above a certain amount. Maybe they get like 1 or 2 clients, but they end up like fizzling out, right? Now, for me, it was a little bit different because I was okay with failure, even though I was failing a lot. Like I went 0 for 36 on my first 36 consultation calls. I signed up like clients and like number like 30. I think out of 37, I signed up like the 37th one. It was really bad. But that's just, I didn't really care if I struggled. I knew I was terrible. The difference between me and most people is I knew I was bad. Most people think they're really good. But I knew I was terrible coming to it, so it was A-okay. So basically what happened was, as soon as I started figuring this thing out, as soon as I started getting more of that specialized support and specialized help, that's when my income started rising. That's when I was able to start growing my business a lot faster. And it was really easy for me to start really just living life on my own terms. Then I started posting like vacation photos. I had some like wins and like just things that were happening to me inside of Facebook groups. And then people started, wanting to be inside of like, they want to be mentored by me. So I officially opened the mentorship program in 2019. Like we stated earlier, we've helped about 176 people so far starting to grow their businesses. And these videos are basically a culmination of what I've learned. So at the time of this video, if you want help, if you want results like this, just click on the link inside of the video either above or below the description and book a call with me and see if I can help you out. Let's kind of jump into this thing. So I'm super excited for this training. Now, also, if you want to send you the behind the scenes coaching where Shanon broke down her specific numbers that comprise the $40,000 a month in January, type in hashtag 40K and I will send it to you when I get the chance. So Shanon started about 9 months ago. And the reason why she started was because she had been out of work for a number of months. And she had just lost a pretty good sized client who was basically a part-time job. So she was basically having to drive into the office. She was working like a really average hourly rate. And she was accepting, a lot less than what she was worth. So the company ended up just letting her go. They just didn't want to pay her anymore. They just let her go. And it's very interesting because in life, many times things that look like reasons why you shouldn't start something new actually become the best time to start and get started with something new. So for example, if a job lets them go, they'll cling to their savings with an ironclad fist, like it's tight, like they don't spend, they don't do anything, right? For other people who end up being successful long term, they use that same experience of losing their job as a sign that it's time to start their business, or time to get help, right? And really kind of, you have to look at yourself and see like who are you and who are you being in that moment, because that's really going to dictate how you operate and how you either succeed or how you kind of struggle. So she actually joined the program, and even though she was outside of like a job, she ended up qualifying for one of our funding partners, which gave her about like 0% APR funding. So that means it's like same as cash. And some people, they might be saying like they're afraid to do debt. Like, why would you ever like go into debt to invest in yourself to grow a business? And that's because like most people don't really understand the difference between good debt and bad debt. You see, in the past, in order to start a business, especially before, when there was a lot more like brick and mortar business, there was automatically either a mortgage or there's some kind of like rent or there's some kind of business loan most businesses had to take out in order to make sure their business could succeed, because they had to buy inventory, they had to buy like construction, they had, maybe if they weren't building a building from scratch, they had to go and do long-term rents, they would have to hire contractors, hire employees. There was so much like fixed costs that were on top of starting a business, which caused business to be so much harder, right? But nowadays, a lot of people are afraid to go into thinking about things from a consumer's perspective, right? Bad debt is generally stuff that is like relating to buying luxuries, do not provide cash flow or a significant appreciation of value. Okay, that's bad debt. So let's say you use a credit card and buy like a Louis Vuitton belt or a Coach purse, right? Those generally at the time of sales, unless it's like a very special case, they generally will either hold the value or go down in value, but they don't provide any cash flow, and you can't 10x, 20x your money in a lot of cases when you go to sell them. Okay, good debt, for example, is the opposite. It's buying slash investing in items, properties, businesses, or opportunities that provide you cash flow and slash or a significant increase of value when you go sell them. So, for example, story for me. So when I talk about in the beginning of that, how I was able to start finding success, I invested 35 grand in like courses, right? That's a lot of money. Like, do you really need to spend 35 grand in order to like become successful with six figures in your business? No. But it's because I didn't really know what to buy. So I was just buying stuff. And when I finally found, I found like this mentor, right? He was kind of like a one-on-one kind of like business coach. And the program cost $7,800. At that time, I only had about $5,000 like access to that, right? So I had like $2,000 on my debit card and my bank account, and I had about $3,000 credit limit, and I was so scared because that would have been all my money, right? So instead of, I basically kind of negotiated with him, where it's like I put 1,000 in like basically debit slash cash, and I maxed out the credit card for 3,000. I paid him $4,000 up front, and I basically owed him $3,800. And I was like, I had to make it work, right? So I actually had to go into debt using my credit card in order to do that, in order to grow, in order to make my business work. And if I hadn't have done that, I probably wouldn't be where I'm sitting today. But that's, again, the difference between people who make it long term versus people who don't. Most people would have taken that situation, seen they didn't have any cash, seen that they didn't have anything moving or that they didn't have enough. They stall, they get scared, and you kind of see them in the same, 3 months, 6 months, 2 years, 3 years from now. It's just all about like choices that you make and to really determine, what are you willing to do in order to go and get your goal and to reach your dream. That's the biggest difference that most people don't have, right? So let's go into this. So I'm actually going to split this training into two sections to make it more relevant to the different types of viewers that are watching this. So, and before we go into this, break down, the different spots of revenue, different like streams of revenue within her business. Because that's the 40K month that happened in January of this year. And 17,000 of it came from monthly bookkeeping, which means at the beginning of every single month, knows that she has $17,000 coming directly into her bank account from past clients. Next thing, 13,000 came from cleanups. $4,000 came in accounting projects work. So that's like implementing other new systems. That is going like some consulting on someone's either QuickBooks account, the QuickBooks portfolio, NetSuite, or if they have something like just making sure the accounting system is running smoothly and consulting on it, and about $6,000 in tax work and tax prep. And just kind of breaking down her journey, I again want to break it into two different sections. So when she started with me, she was doing about $1,500 per month. So I want to do part A, $1,500 per month to $15,000 per month, and then from about $15,000 per month to about $40,000 per month, because those were two very distinct differences. And it seemed like almost once she got to about $15,000 per month, she was able to grow extremely fast. We're going to kind of break that down second half of the video. So number one, when we were first starting to work together, she actually took a little bit longer than usual to find significant traction. And I'm going to go and actually talk about why it took so much longer in a second. But I want to introduce exactly what she was doing first, and then we'll talk about why it worked and why it wasn't working. So the first thing, she got started, we loaned a virtual assistant from one of my virtual assistants to help out with like booking calls, so she could go and get clients coming in faster. So what ended up happening was the first avenue we went after was partnerships. So we didn't like going after partnerships. Partnerships give really nice size clients. We have a number of different ways we go about them. So when she was starting, she was having trouble with this step. Excuse me. And when I was actually looking at it, like we do what's called call reviews inside of the mentorship program. It means that if you either struggle with a consultation call, or there's a consultation call that you know should have signed up or should have provided you a referral, but they just didn't for whatever reason, you can always send it to me. I look at it, I review it, and I give you actually feedback so you know exactly how to like correct it the next time. Especially if you're like one of the higher level students, you're moving a lot really fast, making a lot of progress. So for her, we narrowed it down to she was having trouble with the transition period inside of our partnership script. So the way that we talk to partners, that we can get work subcontracts to us, we can get referrals, we can even get them to partner with us so we can actually do a majority of their work. And whenever they get a new client, they can always refer us like as complimentary thing. For example, if they're like a website designer, website developer, they can actually go and offer and pitch our services as part of their package. Really easy for us to grow that way, but she was having a lot of trouble executing it. So we remember we had to fix that and just really make sure she knew exactly what to say, right? Because she had gone through about 15 different partners. She was able to clean up that script, and like of those 15 people that either didn't work out right away, a good portion of them actually ended up coming back when we kind of re-followed up with them. We reintroduced the script, we tweaked the script, we made sure she knew exactly how to utilize it, and then they ended up like sending her some referrals over time. Now, partnerships are cool because each partner is like your sales rep. Okay, so she has one client that sent her. She the one person, one partner, actually gave her about $13,000 per month in contracts, and I'll tell you about that in a little bit too. She also has other partners who are like CPAs who refer like cleanup work out to her as well. And I actually just created a book that goes into detail about how to create six-figure partnerships. Now it was made to help your first or next partnership by the time you finish reading the book. And I also made a special price for those like inside of my community who watch my content. So the price is $4.99, less than $5 for you to be able to go and get six-figure partnerships for people who are going to help you grow your business, fuel your lifestyle, and make sure that you know exactly what you need to do to go grow your business correctly. So comment FP book if you want me to send you the link to purchase the book, or depending on when you see the video, the link to the book might be inside of the description of the video, like inside of either above or below the video. It's going to be like a link to it. So just depending on when you see this. Now, the partnerships is how passive they are, okay? They're actively hunting for you. And as they live their life, it actually makes it easier for you to have freedom. And this way, you don't have to be a slave to the traditional marketing machine, like going to networking events or cold calling people or knocking on doors or like flyer marketing. Like you don't have to do a lot of that stuff. It just makes it a lot easier. Okay. The next one is going to be LinkedIn. Okay. That's her main marketing channel where the VA is going and growing the business for her by doing a lot of messaging, a lot of connecting, a lot of target of just really building that value and getting people to understand why they need her help. And it's amazing. So she messaged her VA messaged about 20 to 30 business owners per day out of her target marketing using advanced search filters on LinkedIn. That might sound very complicated. We use a pretty good amount of automation when it comes to like marketing, help clients getting much time per day doing the marketing. Okay, and also we give you marketing templates and marketing scripts so you know exactly what to say. And the cool thing about LinkedIn is that as your network gets bigger, it tends to get warmer because you start being able to have friend of friend and start utilizing other people's names and connections to grow a lot faster. So it actually works in really in tandem with our partnership method. Because grow it, you can get clients, you can start referring other people. It's just a lot easier, right? And we call this the warm network effect because 50% of your sales start coming from people who say no or say maybe or say who. Okay, and after that happens, after you get that enough time in the game, they start getting back to you. Okay, and then all you have to do is do what's called a respark campaign. So let's go a little bit. So the biggest thing that really caused her success was learning sales. Right, so when you're at 0 to about 10K per month, you really need to learn how to price the service. First and foremost, I'm assuming you already know how to do that. If you don't know how to price your services, we do have videos on our YouTube channel that break down specifically like an easy way to kind of give a price. Like it takes your hourly price and puts it inside like a flat, really easy. Now, once you know your pricing, the next thing is how to actually really get on the consultation call and get someone to really feel comfortable and clear about paying you a high monthly price. That's generally above the $2,000 to $3,000 per month mark. Anything under about $2,000 per month is generally moderately easy to sell and moderately easy to get someone to say yes. When you start wanting to get those higher priced clients, that's when you really need to start getting better at your sales skills, because not just everyone's just willing to pay you $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month, right? Because any pricing calculator can tell you someone's work is worth $1 million. But if you cannot actively convey why your value is worth $1 million per month for this service, it doesn't matter what pricing calculator tells. It doesn't matter what you should be charging. It doesn't matter if you're overpriced or underpriced. You're not going to get the job, right? So for her, she really had to understand sales and just really kind of build her confidence. It's really kind of funny because when I spoke to her on Monday when she told me about her success, and the way she spoke was so confident. It was like, I'm so glad this guy's gave it. She actually like let go of about, I think it was like $2,300 worth of clients in 2 weeks. Just didn't want to deal with them anymore. They were her lowest paying clients. One was paying her $1,500 a month. The other one was paying the remainder. And she was just like, for the guy, she just didn't want to deal with it. It was just, he was just getting annoying, getting on her nerves. She didn't really like him when she first signed him up. Like she got the high paying price, but as she started getting better and better clients, generally what happens is you start like dropping off the ones you like the least. Not to say that was a bad guy or a bad person, it was just her least favorite client. So she ended up dropping it. Same thing with another couple who they had like a business that was doing pretty well. It was paying her like $1,500 a month. She was just like, I don't really feel like working with them. I know I can go replace them really quickly. So that's $40,000 per month, not counting the extra $2,300 per month that she let go. So that's really how she got to from 100 to about 15,000. It's really about dialing that sales process, because once you have your partnerships in place, you're going to start getting the leads. A lot of people don't really understand that. Everyone thinks that this business is hard because they can't find the leads. That's only one aspect of it. Really, if you have 4 leads, but 3 out of 4 of those leads actually sign up and start paying you anywhere between $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $3,000 times 3, that is $9,000 per month. So it's not really hard. It's not really a marketing problem. It's more of a sales related problem, a pricing related problem. Once you get past there, right? Once you get past like 15,000, that's when things start becoming a little bit more challenging. So from 15,000 to 40,000 was really tough for Shanon, because she started getting too good at sales and began getting spread way too thin. So for some of this. So she actually had a $28,000 cleanup project. And another example, this is like selling 5 tax resolution clients in 60 days. Further into each one about in like details. So now keep in mind, like when I say spread yourself too thin, if you're under 5K or even under 10K per month, like you're not going to spread yourself too thin. Like this is just when she was already at $15,000 per month, working in the business full time by herself. Okay, so that's what I mean when she said like get spread too far thin. That was $28,000 cleanup on top of making $15,000 per month. So she got bogged down. It was a 4-month, $7,000 per month cleanup project, and it zapped the majority of her time because it was $28,000 that went to her bank account, but it was chopping off 10 to 15 hours per week worth of work. Okay, so it was just a lot of work on top of what she was already doing. So the second thing that really happened that slowed down her time was tax resolution. That was the word I was looking for at the moment. She's an EA, so that just means she's an enrolled agent. So she helps people like get out of debt to the IRS or really it's called taxing. So it was really good money, right? Because she ended up being like, it was like 5 or 6 clients, like boom, 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 boom. They just all said yes because they really liked her. They knew her script. They just really, it was just magical, man. It was magical. Now, it took some getting used to in terms of receiving the full amount of payment at each stage of the process. So when it comes to tax resolution, there's 3 phases like to do. The first one is just like getting all the documents, just getting everything ready. Next one is like filing, seeing how much you can do. The third aspect is taking a percentage of how much that she was able to save them on their tax bill, right? So getting people to go through all 3 payments stages was very challenging in the beginning. So we really had to work through that and just make sure that not only could she sign up the client for like between $1,500 to $3,000 up front, she could also get the second payment, then she could also get the third payment. And then once she started doing that, it did become a lot easier, but in the beginning that did slow her down significantly. So we ended up, she started saying, hey, at this stage of the game, what are your goals? Her goal originally was to get to about 15,000 per month. But once you found you get there very quickly, that's when it was kind of like 3 months to get to about 15,000 per month. It was about 3/4. It was like the middle of 3, beginning of like 4. Because the first month was very, 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 very hard. But once you get to 15,000 a month, that's when we started saying, okay, so what's your new goal? What is your next goal? Like, what do you want to hit next? And that's when you started saying like 25, 30, 35. We kind of started landing on, what about like 40? What about 50,000 per month, right? And that's to do that. We need to start building up a team because there's no way that you could probably get there on your own if you're doing like, really, really high leverage types of services. But one can just be running you around ragged. Number two, I mean, it's just not as efficient. Number three, I want to make sure we can continue to grow past 40,000 once we get there. So we started building a team. Now, right around this time, she used the six-figure partnership method to connect with a tax professional in the local area. Now, one reason why she's able to grow her business so fast was because she actually got about $6,000 per month from another firm that she basically bought that book of business. So the lady was basically getting ready to get out, right? She was doing about $100,000 per year in her business. Now, when they signed the deal, they had a clause that if anything over 25% of her clients left, it would be deducted from the purchase price. So basically, what was happen was it was $100,000 sales price. She basically sold it like a 1x multiplier, which is kind of like a weird thing because usually you want to sell it for like 2x or 3x. She probably couldn't have gotten more because it was really more of like the people really liked her. And I think looking back at that deal, she knew that a lot of people would leave as soon as it wasn't her, but she just might have needed cash really quickly. So Shanon basically needed $10,000 up front. So she's a $10,000 line of credit, agreed to actually finance. So out of the $100,000 that are coming each year, Shanon would have to pay her $5,000 per month for each of the old lady's clients until the $100,000 was basically paid off. So it was going to be about a year and maybe like 3 or 4 months to pay off the whole $100,000 at that kind of rate. So she basically did that. Long story short, almost immediately, the day that they actually ran this thing and Shanon started calling them, 17% of the lady's old clients left, right? So the lady never told them that she was going to sell it. The lady basically said, I'm bringing Shanon on as a partner, blah, 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 blah. But as soon as the companies that she had already signed found out that Shanon was the owner, not just a partner, they left. And then by about 1 month after the agreement was like kind of in place, 40% of the company left. That means $40,000 or $4,000 per month worth of clients left. So luckily, we were able to kind of write that into the clause that if over 25% of the clients left, we'd be able to like save that. So we're able to save about $15,000 on over the course of that. So 40 minus about 25, it's about $15,000 we're able to save off the purchase of that. So it's about 3 months of $5,000 a month we were basically able to save, right? And if you want for me to make like a video that goes into more detail, all the pains, problems, and lessons from buying this firm, type in purchase. Actually, make a separate video about this. I won't make it myself. I'll probably have her go and talk about all the different things that purchased that book while it's still fresh in your mind. So if you want to hear from her mouth and hear exactly what happened there, go ahead and write purchase, and I'll make sure to send it to you. So I'm actually seeing some people inside chat. I see some people saying team live. I see some people saying team live, social media comments, display here. Okay, close this thing. Delonte said 6FP book. Hey, Delonte, hopefully you're doing good. Said FP book. Another person said purchase. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys here. Really appreciate you guys being on this. It's a little bit of a longer call. I'm going to go into a lot more detail today. So next thing. Let's recap. The most challenging thing there was contractors, because the way we teach you guys how to like get contractors inside the business, inside of like the program is very specific. Like we have a lot of tests and different things. Now, when Shanon bought that business, it actually came with like 2 subcontractors that were doing the work. But the one subcontractor, he ended up not really doing a very good job. And he ended up like he would like bill her for hours, and like when she would go, like nothing was done. Or the guy would be asking for work and never getting the work, and then it was just crazy. So she ended up having to let him go. She ended up letting the other lady go. I think the other lady like got another job someplace else. So Shanon again, now when she added the $6,000 a month to her recurring revenue, she would end up having to do all that stuff herself. So what she ended up doing, and again, to break through this like growing pain, she actually partnered with another student inside of our program. Named Mely. I don't know if you guys know Mely. I've shot a video on my YouTube channel and my Facebook page about it. So they actually partner. So one thing that happens inside of my program is that as certain students get bigger, as they start going over the $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 per month mark, they actually start partnering with other people inside of the program who are just getting started, or who might want to be growing a lot faster. So basically what happened there was it was a pretty good deal. So I believe she pays Millie about 12 grand per month. And then she receives, what's 40 minus 12? About 20, it was about 25 grand per month. She's like pocketing in pure profit without having to work. And then about like 5 grand towards like tools training and different things like that, like software costs, printer costs, tooling, different things like that. So pretty lean kind of budget, and pretty good amount of money. So super grateful for that. So just to kind of recap, okay, the goal is about getting predictability, consistency of income, and then freedom. Okay, it's freedom to live life on your own terms, to be able to do what you want, to be able to fire clients you don't want to work with, to be able to not have to go back to a job, to be able to raise a family for it. She has 4 children, and she's a spouse. She has 4 children, right, that she's supporting with this business. Okay, that takes money. It takes money to have multiple kids, and they're all going to be approaching college age. And with inflation, the price of everything is going up. If you don't have something that can actively grow, make more money, it's a lot harder for you to survive in this current economic threshold. Okay. So if you want some freedom, you want some predictability, and you want to be able to grow your business without having to go and, do a lot of the struggles that most people face, go ahead and click on the link inside the description either above or below the video to see if I can help you. Okay. Basically, you're going to book a call. We're going to say, hey, this is what I need from you to do. This is what it's going to take for us to get there. Pricing, here are the options you have. Let's get started. If you want to get started, we can. If you don't want to get started, you can kind of make a plan of what we're going to do and like when will be the right time. We can move forward. Also, remember, if money is tight, we have different payment partners that can help get you funded and get your foot in the door to start the program and then get off to the races. Okay? So if that's you, never feel like money is the thing that's going to. It's never about money stopping you. It's really more of an internal kind of thing, because you can always get money from someplace. You can go take out a loan. You can go get a credit card. You can go get a funding partner. You can go ask your parents for money. You can ask your cousin for some money. Ask your brother, your sister. It doesn't matter. You can always get money. It really comes down to, are you being resourceful? And if you're being resourceful, you can get resources to be able to grow and to be able to win. So if that's you, I'd love to see you on the call. If you're ready, that's okay. I will see you inside of the next video. Talk to you soon. Take it easy. Have a great rest of your day.